Did you know that Russia is one of the largest manufacturers and exporters of military equipment in the world? With a man-powered workforce of over 70 million and more than 700,000 active military personnel, Russia is an extremely powerful country. They boast 5,000 tanks and almost 6,000 self-propelled guns, with more than 3,000 aircraft and a naval strength of 300 ships. Russia has always been a powerful player in the war game. Join us as we have a look at some of the most dangerous weapons to ever be used and manufactured in Russia. The PANTSYR S1. Sure, the name won't make you go, ooh, but this is truly a badass weapon. Classified as a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun missile, this powerful gun system features 12 missiles, 4 guns, and a maximum road speed of up to 56 miles per hour. It has high altitude and long-range engagement capability of surface-to-air missiles, along with low-altitude short-range engagement capability of AA guns. The gun system was designed to take down small squads of armies, and it even has passive electronically scanning array radars, which have infrared sensors to help detect and engage targets. It can also detect 2 targets at a time, and around 12 targets in the space of a minute. And its guns can fire at a rate of, just a measly 2,500 rounds per minute. The first gun system was delivered to the Russian Air Force in 2010, and by 2014, they had created 200 of these bad boys. A weapon like this just goes to show that Russia definitely means business. Krasukha and Richag electronic warfare system. Russia's military, along with plenty of other technologically advanced armies, is equipped with several systems that are capable of shutting down the enemy's electronics, which can come in quite handy during combat. That's where the Krasukha and Richag electronic warfare systems come in. They have the same overall function, but they were built for quite different purposes. As an example, Krasukha jams enemy drones, satellites, aircrafts, and more, and it's known to disrupt the infrastructure of computers and even data. Just imagine if you're able to stop your enemy from launching a missile attack with just a click of a few buttons coming from a powerful weapon, because that's exactly what it does. Its range goes as far as 155 miles, and that can cause a lot of confusion for enemies who are looking for targets. When it comes to satellites, they become completely useless without even being shot down. Blinding the enemies and stopping them from receiving too much information is really the best way to win. The Richag is a bit more powerful, as it's used against hostile radar and sonar. These are usually mounted on Mi-8 helicopters, ships, aircraft, and ground vehicles, and are used to jam enemy missiles. But wait, there's more! These systems can also collect data without even trying too hard and reveal all of the enemy's radars. So it kinda sounds like Russia has pretty powerful weaponry in their storage. And apparently, they possess 18 of these systems, and more are reported to be in progress. The Admiral Gorshkov class frigate. Russia isn't really known for having any kind of advanced warships since the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. However, Russia's economy has increased since then, and from the looks of it, they're apparently able to begin affording some pretty capable warships these days, and one of those includes the Admiral Gorshkov. This ship is equipped with some of the best weaponry around, which includes missiles and sensors, and its superstructure is made of carbon fiber, and that reduces its radar cross-section. And speaking of radar, it has a powerful radar for finding targets as well as advanced radar, and that allows for it to become an unobstructed search system. And that means that if you're anywhere near the warship, it's going to find you. It has 15 units of various weaponry and can reach a speed of 33.9 miles per hour. The warship boasts a length of 443 feet long. The Russian Navy should receive up to about 15 of these warships, and some are under advanced construction. The ARMATA combat vehicle family. It's an entire family of vehicles designed specifically for combat, from the T-14 main battle tank to the T-15 heavy infantry fighting vehicle. Russia is definitely armed and ready. These vehicles were put in place to replace more than 1,000 of its low-tech tanks and other weaponry. After all, quality does beat quantity, right? Russia is very secretive about these vehicles, and there are plenty of features that they don't really want to uncover yet. Take for example the heavy infantry fighting vehicle, which comes with a 30mm cannon, a machine gun, and 4 anti-tank missiles. It can also be operated by 3 men and complements the T-14 tank, which focuses on close-range weaponry. Some of these tanks have a strong emphasis on crew safety and comfort, which is very unusual for any kind of military vehicle. The compartment where the unit sits is protected inside the tank hull and has a new active protection system called the FRIGATE, which has 4 radar panels on the turret. With these new vehicles in the works, Russia is planning to retire old-age weaponry. The Kirov-class battlecruiser. Without even explaining anything about this weapon, the battlecruiser already sounds powerful enough. But what if I told you that these cruisers are the largest surface combatants in service at the present? Its range is unlimited, but recently Russia added a bunch of new tweaks to this awesome-looking ship. But really, just look at it. We're talking about new radars, subsystems, and most importantly, shiny modern weaponry. All of the old missiles will be replaced and multiplied by those which have much better capability. And the biggest talk of the town is that these anti-ship missiles can also be guided by radio command all the way up until they actually hit the target. They have a travel distance of 200 miles and carry more than 600 pounds of warheads, which is pretty cool. The battlecruiser itself is also 827 feet long and holds a speed of 37 miles per hour. So it seems like the rest of the world is going to have to start stepping up their oceanic military game. Onyx Anti-Ship Cruise Missile. Simply referred to as the Onyx, this missile is one of the most important weapons in Russian military history. It can be widely deployed from ships, submarines, aircraft, and sometimes even trucks, which makes it an overall powerful weapon. This missile comes with a 660-pound warhead that helps sink ships and damage larger warships. It also has an exceptional speed of 850 miles per hour, which can easily penetrate air defense systems. It has a range of 310 miles depending on its flight path, and the missile also operates on the fire and forget it combat system, which means that it can hit the target without the launcher being in the line of sight. Overall, this probably is one of the most wanted pieces of weaponry that has been used in service since 2002. Russia doesn't really hold back in using the Onyx either. It's usually used for coastal defense, and trucks are known to carry 2 of these bad boys. Its speed and range are perfect for preventing any kind of coastline attack from the sea, but the country claims that they can also be fired from aircraft. So no matter how it's used, you definitely don't want to be on the wrong side of the tracks when it comes to the Onyx. The Su-30 fighter family. When it comes to the Russian military, they don't just invent one deadly weapon, they create an entire family of them, and each is designed for a specific purpose. The Su-30 series, also known as the Sukhoi, are an extremely popular series of fighter aircrafts. Each version is an upgrade from the previous, and they're used in the Russian Air Force as well as the Navy. Each of these aircrafts can carry 12 or more missiles, and their features include a long range of more than 2,000 miles. They're also known for detecting low-flying aircraft and have fantastic air-to-air capabilities. They have an advanced warfare capability that can jam enemy missiles as well as reveal data. And the fighter family was used in the recent Syrian bombing, which should give you a pretty good idea of the damage they can do. The Blackjack and Backfire, Russia's long-range strategic bombers. Now we'll move away from warships and talk about weapons that can cause the most amount of damage. The name of these weapons definitely fit their specifications. Meet Blackjack and Backfire, the 2 supersonic bombers that were developed during the Cold War and still remain on the front line of aircrafts in combat. Primarily used to combat large aircraft carriers, these bombers have a swept wing design, which means that the wings either angle backward or forward, all in order to delay the shock waves to improve their performance. These bombers can carry up to 24 tons of bombs and missiles within its internal bays and under the wings. They've been used in places like Chechnya and most recently in Syria. And Russia has about 150 of these things, and they're all at the ready, waiting to attack the enemy whenever needed. The YASEN class SSN and SSGN. Sure, they may be submarines, but you can't really be fooled by them. These won't really make you sing "We All Live in a Yellow Submarine" because they're designed for nothing but chaos and destruction. And they most definitely do the job. These submarines weigh a whopping 13,800 tons and are one of the heaviest armed attack submarines in the world today. The missiles are a combination of long-range attack as well as anti-ship, enabling the submarine to attack practically anything that it feels like. Russia plans to start testing the submarines in 2018 and calls this one of the most promising military projects ever. The S-400 Air Defense System. Now, if there's one thing that we've learned in military history, it's that Russia really means business when it comes to war. The S-400 is an upgrade from the old S-300 defense system, and it's not to be mistaken for just any kind of air missiles. The S-400 is a whole family of radars, as well as surface-to-air missile capabilities. Together, they form a lethal air defense system, capable of detecting, tracking, and engaging stealth fighters and bombers. These systems can detect targets that are more than 250 miles away and reach them at ridiculous speeds. These systems can also easily control an entire country, yet alone a military base. And they only cost about $400 million per fire unit, which consists of 8 launchers, 112 missiles, as well as command and support vehicles. Delivery of the systems are expected in the year 2020, and enemy units are already shaking at the thought of a possible Russian attack. So, which one do you think is the scariest and could cause the biggest amount of damage to its enemies? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Cat of Nine Tails. The use of cat o' nine tails showed up around the late 1690s. However, the design and basic idea goes way back further than that. So with that in mind, the cat o' nine tails is a whip with, well, 9 tails, hence the name.